What's going on, guys? Glass Culture Podcast back after a small hiatus. I'm Dan,
And I'm Jay.
and today we're going to spend Bill Gates' money, as well as discuss Disney losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers, Elon Musk saying "F you" to Bob Iger, and plenty of other crazy stuff.
Why do I feel like I'm about to be offended?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Disney have obviously lost a considerable amount of subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since Elon Musk said GFY.
Go fuck yourself.
GFY. So that's very, very interesting. And apparently Bob Iger, did you hear that Bob Iger has actually, he's decided that he's actually going to he's actually going to retire at the end of his deal. He's actually just, boom, he's gone.
Is that 2026?
2026. That's when his deal expires. So he's basically going to get some kind of golden parachute, and he's going to be out of there 2026. I find that
Why come back?
I think he thought things were going to be going differently. He did not realize this was going to end up this bad for him.
No, but like I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So Disney, just out of control, just absolutely wrecking things and just veered right off course.
Yeah.
A lot of backlash from the fans and people about the direction that they're going in. They hit an emergency button. They bring him back to try and steer the ship back on course, basically. And I don't feel like he has done anything to steer.
No, well, yeah, it's even worse than that, because you know how Bob Chapek, who was the guy who Bob Iger put in power, do you know how he got in there?
No.
So Bob Iger nominated Bob Chapek to be the next guy. And usually what the Disney executives have to do when they're put in that position, they've got to go and speak to all the other board members to actually get them to say, yes, we agree to have, we think you're the best guy for the job. But Bob Iger had already had so many of his own yes men in executive roles on the board that the Bob Chapek kind of swap over was very, very easy to do. It was just like, yep, cool, he'll do it. And what was happening is Bob Iger was running it in the background behind Bob Chapek. So Bob Chapek was like the figurehead, the face, the guy that goes and talks. But Bob Iger was the guy behind the scenes pulling the strings. And he was thinking Bob Chapek would fall in line and do what he's told. But Bob Chapek had his own ideas. He had his own plan. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. And that's why Bob Iger worked tirelessly to say he's incompetent in his role, get him out, and then come back. So that's pretty scary to think about.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a bit more in depth than what I knew about, obviously, but I just don't understand why. Like, you're brought back to basically wield an axe and start chopping some heads in there, like basically, like you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. We're recreating this, we're rebranding this, we're doing this, like, and nothing's changed. It's almost like the puppeteers, the ones that pull the strings, basically brought him back, I guess, because of his reputation of creating some good content and movies, and thought that would be enough to fool people into thinking, oh, it's fixed, like everything's good and hunky-dory, and yes, I'm going to support all this other stuff that you're releasing now because you're in charge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that makes sense.
I mean, it's like, how stupid do you think people are? Like, we don't care who is in charge. Just release good stuff. Like, make the content good, and you won't have an issue.
Yeah, and it's also been reported. I saw this on the Patrick Valuetainment, was it PBD podcast? I'm not sure what it is, but he had Jeremy Boring on there, And basically, through all of the Disney's massive layoffs and cutoffs over the last couple of years, they've actually fired a lot of the people that, that aren't woke, people that are just like, we're just here to make good movies. So all they've got left is the creative teams that are woke and that are in line with Bob Iger's vision, which basically means the only people that are left are people that are idealistic and only have their own selfish agendas at hand. They don't have, you know, family entertainment in mind. They just have pushing agendas. That's all they have in mind. So that's also creepy and weird to think about as well, I think.
Because I mean, like you can be woke, but like a level-headed person. You know what I mean? Like you can still have like the way that you see things and think things should be, but you understand, like you know what I mean, like pushing the boundaries of certain things, but like understanding, hey, like this is not really called for, etc., etc. But like being creative, basically.
Yeah, there's room for both. Like if they can,
Yeah,
there is room for both. They just have to actually, you know, make room for both.
yeah.
Not
Don't
that they
just
have
try
to
and
have.
keep forcing it down people's throats and making it so outrageously in your face about everything.
Yeah. Well, they lost $750 million on movies this year. This was the first year in the last four or
Didn't they
five
lose like
years.
400 million in one movie or something like that?
Buzz Lightyear lost a significant amount.
I thought it was the Marvels.
Marvel's lost heaps of money as well.
Yeah,
Marvel's is potentially one of the biggest box office bombs in history. This
I
is the
mean,
only year in like 6 years that Disney have not had a $1 billion movie in the cinema for an entire year.
it's a cast full of women. Um, no, let me rephrase that. It's a cast full of women superheroes. Okay, so superheroes generally, cater to men, boys, etc.
Yeah,
So you've got a big market share there that you've got to add heed to, and just kind of like belittling, the male role over everything, and keep pumping up the women's side of things. I think we're just like, yeah, we don't care. Like, I'm not gonna go see that. Like,
yeah.
you
Well, I
know.
mean, not even that. They didn't.
Well, the
They
first
had.
movie was shit anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, she's such a feminist. Like,
Well,
what does
the
she say? Like, oh, like if you don't go see this or something like that, like you're a sexist or something, or whatever
she said,
she
"I
was
don't
going
care
on.
about the opinion of a 40-year-old white male or something like that, something to that effect. Like this movie isn't made for you." But you know what else really benefited? The first Captain Marvel movie was sandwiched between two of the biggest, most important movies in Marvel history, right? So people felt obligated to see that movie. They had
Yeah,
to because it was
yeah,
planned and storylined.
yeah,
And now also you've got these two side characters from TV shows that not many people watched. Not a lot of people watched WandaVision. Not a lot of people watched what is it, like Little Captain Marvel or whatever that character is. I don't even know the character name. If no one watched the TV shows to get those two individual characters' backstories, you haven't
yeah,
got interest in those two characters to start with. And then also, you've got a character which was kind of shoehorned in randomly that people also don't have interest in. And the first movie wasn't really very good when you actually watch it. So it's kind of that as well. And also, like, Captain Marvel was kind of introduced as somebody who could, like, basically, like, click a finger and do whatever the hell she wanted and be more dominant than anyone. But basically what's happened is no one watched those two TV shows. No one's invested in these two characters. So what is there really that there is to see in this movie? There's nothing, in my opinion.
I mean, I watched WandaVision. I thought that was a good TV show. It was a little slow, but to begin with, but
Mm,
I quite liked it. I thought it was okay because I really liked the backstory of Scarlet Witch and Vision. So I like their little love thing, their little passion. Um, yeah, so it was quite interesting to see where they'd go with that.
mm.
But yeah, like I think if Marvel just literally had those, like in Endgame and all that, how they like, um, you had Scarlet Witch like with the raw emotion of losing her brother, and then she had to kill her partner, her lover, her boyfriend, her you know,
Mm.
she had to kill him, and then Thanos brought him back and then killed him again. Like she had so much rage and anger, like, and you could really like get behind that, like, as in like, yeah, like, you know, mess him up.
It seems like there were stakes at play,
Yeah,
like it was
and
who's
then
important.
you had Pepper Potts, you know, she was awesome with Tony, like, you know, like started off as like, you know, she's just a little sly piece, but no, she was there for him. He relied on her heavily.
Mm.
Yeah, like, you know, you can go through all of those older characters, and they all played a very strong woman role, but all tweaked differently. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. They could show it in different ways without just being a full-on girl boss, essentially.
Yeah, like basically, like, yeah, I've got the strength of Hulk, and yeah, you know what I mean. I can beat up any guy, like, you know what I mean, like.
Mm. Well, I think also was it One Division was the first TV series that Marvel brought out, so that had the benefit of everyone's doubt because it was literally the first TV show. So I watched One Division, and I thought the first 2 or 3 episodes, where everything was mimicking previous TV shows from the last
Yeah,
couple of decades. I loved that because it was just so
yeah,
creative and different.
yeah.
But it didn't do anything. It didn't tell any story. It was just fun, fun, fun. And then the last 2 or 3 episodes, things started to really unravel.
I tell
But
you what's
also,
terrible.
you didn't. I know you didn't. You didn't like them. I loved them because they went outside the box. But I
No,
know.
I thought that was good. I thought that was good.
Oh, I
I
thought.
liked One Division.
Mm,
I tell you what's terrible
mm.
was the Loki one.
Oh, Loki. Oh, man, I really wanted to like Loki. Like, oh man, I feel so sorry for Tom Hiddleston still being stuck in that character.
Such a good character as well.
Yeah, I know, but he's kind of just become boring and boring and boring. Like, why does he even need to be in this? Is he contractually obligated? Is that the only reason? It doesn't really seem like he's doing anything.
Yeah. I think them bringing in. Wow. You don't get my impersonation? Wow.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
yeah, because
Listen.
I look at Owen Wilson in that role, and he doesn't. He just looks like I don't know. He just doesn't look like. I don't get Owen Wilson in that role.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I get it. Took me a while to get that.
I know. It probably wasn't the best, but you know.
Well, I mean, he says it in so many different ways.
This is it 2 different ways, doesn't he?
Probably only two. Yeah, maybe it's only one way. Just wow.
It was the hippie version that was the one that sounds really. What was that from? Meet the Parents? Is it? Meet the
No,
Fockers?
um, Meet the Fockers is the one. Meet the Parents is the one where he's like the ex-boyfriend and he's really lovey-dovey and he's really romantic and he's like, wow. It's just wow, just like a
Yeah, that's the
calm.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, where's the hippie? Yeah.
yeah. He's kind of like a hippie. Yeah, kind of like an everyman hippie. Yeah.
I'll put it. I label that as a hippie. That goes in my hippie label. If you're like, you know, like full spiritual, like,
He
you
is
know,
kind of like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Now,
hippie to me.
because we're talking about Disney, I don't want to get sidetracked onto Owen Wilson's tremendous performances. Um, but I asked you this the other day, and we didn't really have a concrete answer. I'm not sure if you thought about it, but when's the last time Disney or Disney Animation, Pixar have come up with a good animated movie that people will, people like?
I wouldn't have a clue.
You
Like,
wouldn't
I
have a clue.
mean, can you
I
give
know
me
you
a
watched
list
them,
of? Oh, yeah. Can you give me a list of like,
most recent ones.
yeah, like, and I'll go through and I'll like give me like 10 or so of the latest ones, and I'll see if they're good or bad.
All right, let's have a look here. All right, so there's Elemental, Lightyear, Turning Red, Luca, Soul,
Soul was
Onward.
okay. So, hang on, Soul was okay. I didn't mind Soul.
Soul was
But
good.
all the other ones have been shit so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Onward and Toy Story 4.
Onward, Onward just lacked a little something, but yeah, nah, it's a nah. Sorry.
See, I would
Uh,
say, and then you know what's crazy? Before Toy Story 4, it was
yep.
Incredibles 2.
Oh my god.
That seems like forever ago, but that was only in 2018.
All right, and then what else you got?
And then it goes Coco, Cars
When's that?
3. Coco was 2017 November.
Wow. Okay, because that was good.
Seems like a
I
long
liked
time ago as well, doesn't it?
it. Yeah.
So of those most recent Pixar releases, what do you think's the most recent like good movie that you could sit down and feel like it's a family wholesome fun experience without being
Coco.
preached to or anything silly?
Coco.
Coco,
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coco was amazing. It was such a good movie. I would say Coco, but I have a very very soft spot for Onward, and I have a very
It's
soft
just
spot for Toy Story 4 as well.
yeah. I don't like any of the Toy Stories. Well, any of the newer ones. One is obviously a classic. Two, yeah. Three, down. Four, down.
For a sequel, Toy Story Store was actually Toy Story 2 was pretty good for a sequel because you didn't expect it to be. Most of the time, sequels are bad, but
Yeah.
it actually did pretty good. Okay,
Yeah.
so you reckon the last good movie was Coco 2017? That's
Yeah.
that's a good movie,
Like
and
like
I
Soul was okay. Like it was a solid movie, but I wouldn't like say gotta whack it on again. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not something that I would watch again and again, or like you have the grandkids, the what I'm looking for, nieces and nephews.
yeah.
There you go. I
Well,
would, like and chuck something on. So
Soul is like I almost classify it. It's like an animated movie for adults because if you put Soul on with kids, it's too deep for them. They don't know what's going on. It's
yeah,
goes over their head. You have to explain it to them in a good way. It's not like some of these movies where you've got to explain like why has this person why are these two men kissing or whatever it could be. You have to explain little things like that to kids. Soul is a movie where you have to explain it to the kids because they don't understand death fully. They don't understand, like what a soul is. They don't get these things. So Soul's probably one of the better movies. It's just too full on for a kid to watch, in my opinion. And that's
well, I
why I
think you
wouldn't.
like Luca, didn't you?
Well, I liked Luca because it was just visually very pleasing, but it's a nothing movie. It's a
Yeah,
movie. I mean, like it is a nothing movie. It's just pretty and bright. But having kids, I watch a lot of these pretty often. But I reckon Coco's probably Coco or Toy Story 4 for me would be my choices if it was me.
mm.
Mind you, I've
Yeah,
also watched Onward more times than I care to admit.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so you reckon Coco, I reckon Toy Story 4. I think I gotta say Toy Story 4. It's classic.
Mm.
But also crazy, 2019, I think that's the last year that Disney actually had multiple movies make over $1 billion at the box office.
I mean, 2019. That's pretty much when COVID was starting to kick off.
And then they had a lot of kind of home releases for movies. And
Yeah.
then,
So you got to you can make an adjustment for possibly some of that.
yeah, exactly. You can use that excuse. And then
Yeah.
Disney as a company had like the Marvel movies making a couple of $1 billion throughout 2021, 2022. But then 2023, they've had zero movies make $1 billion.
Hmm.
And that's concerning because people are going to the movies. Mario made $1 billion, Barbie made $1 billion, Oppenheimer close to $1 billion. So
Well, Barbie only made that money because of the actual. Wasn't because it was a good movie. Because I don't think that everyone that I know that has seen that movie says it is absolutely terrible.
yeah, I've heard that people
It's
went in.
just the brand, the name. You know what I mean? Oh my god, but Barbie like, and then they're
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
about the
that was
first the first hour of the movie is all fun and bubbly and Barbie. The second half is kind of all weird, dark,
Let's bash men.
confusing men hatred. Like how could you
Yeah.
take something like Barbie and flip it like that? But it was a kind of movie where daughters and their grandmas and their mums and their great grandmas, they all went to see it, and half of them
Yeah.
were disappointed because they were just like, what the hell happened? But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And in other entertainment news, Leslie Jones, famed actor from SNL and Ghostbusters, basically admits that she's unfuckable. What do you think
Yeah.
of this?
I saw that. Yeah, she is. I'm gonna call a spade, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, maybe she does it for someone out there, you know, but I think she doesn't have the best looks going for her. I don't think she's funny at all because she's a comedian, right? That's by trade. Like she's
she's a
not
comedian.
an actress by trade. She's a comedian first, wasn't she?
Yeah, she broke in with
Somehow,
comedic stuff and
somehow.
went from there. Yeah.
Okay. Not a very good actor either. So,
Hmm.
she's tall, isn't she?
She's relatively tall. She's tallish. I think she's approaching 6 foot, which I mean for a lady is, tall. Most chicks are,
They don't want to date
Five-
no short
5'4".
ass people.
Sorry.
I said they don't want to date no short ass people. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing. I mean she's tall, so she's probably not going to want to date
I mean,
a
so
shorter guy.
has she thought about, possibly sleeping with shorter people? Because if she keeps knocking back, if the bar and the expectations are up so high,
Mm.
this could open a whole new avenue for her.
A new world, exactly. Here's the other thing,
I mean,
right?
has she gone down the women route?
Well, I actually thought she was a lesbian, and I don't have
I
any problem with
did
that.
too, to be honest.
But I thought she was a lesbian, so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But this is her exact kind of thing. So she said she's been coming across men that can't get hard when it's time to have sex with her. And she goes on to say, today's generation of men are weak, and they have got erectile dysfunction.
Okay, two things right there. First of all, she says the generation of the men of this generation are weak and have erectile dysfunction. That sounds like she's trying to go for underage people. Because how old is she? Not underage, but you know what I mean. Like, how old is she?
She's getting on. She'd be in her 40s. She'd be like...
So she's talking about people that are like 20.
If she's talking about this generation. Oh, she means like she's
Yeah.
thinking... I mean...
Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, you when you talk about the weak generation, you talk about like 20 and under. Like 20, 25 and under.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's meaning it that way, but I think you could definitely take it that way. And she
Second
has
of all, I would like to know who these guys are that are going home with her, planning to have sex with her, but then can't.
Well, yeah.
Are they
like,
that drunk
what's
or
the
that
reason?
much on drugs that they're like, kind of come to in the moment, like, what the fuck am I doing, man? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right?
maybe she roofied them.
Maybe she cospied them.
Yeah, that's why they can't go get it up.
I mean,
Plop.
maybe
There
it's
you go,
just a good case of whiskey dick. We've all been there,
Have we?
have we? Exposed. But here's the other thing: how often do you hear anybody like nobody comes out in public and says, oh yeah, she couldn't get wet. These women can't get wet anymore. They can't have sex. Psh. How often do people come out and say that kind of stuff?
I mean, well, that's the double standard rule. You know what I mean? It's acceptable or not maybe acceptable, but no one really kicks up a fuss or bats an eyelid when the woman says it about a man. But if it was a man saying it about a woman, then all of a sudden it's a big deal.
Well, yeah, but I just find it weird, right? Because it's like you're kind of outing yourself as well. Like, you know, men don't find me attractive. It's like
Mick Jagger, ugly, ugly, ugly.
ugly as shit.
He got a lot of women, a lot of good-looking women too. And I mean, you can go about that with a lot of different men. Like you're always like, oh, she's with him for the money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can always make that case. But when you got an ugly woman, you don't really ever see her with a better-looking man. You know what I mean? It's not like, he's only with her for the money.
Yeah. Or if you do, it's not reported on.
I just don't think it's a thing. I think it's because more or less a man will think with his dingaling, whether a woman, it's not a real factor. It's more
But
of
men
an
are willing to
emotional.
look the other way because they're like they're
Yeah,
getting what they
they,
want.
they understand. Yeah,
They're not
look.
dumb.
If
They
I
know
didn't
the
have
score.
this money,
There's no way. Exactly. Think of how many times if you seen Adam Sandler's not a super attractive man, but his wife, who's he's been faithful for, they've been married for like 20 years, and she's like drop dead gorgeous. You know, same with Will Ferrell. Same with all these comedians. Same with what's his face? You know, that guy, the guy that does that thing. Kim Kardashian,
wow.
Pete Davidson.
Oh, Pete Davidson, yeah.
He's not a super attractive person,
He's
but
pulled some stunners. He's pulled some stunners.
he is. I mean, it must be like this. I don't know,
Has to be.
or something, or his humor. Like his humor must be getting him.
Oh,
Because
it's not his humor. Come on, he's not funny.
I think he's
I've
quite
wa-
funny. He can
I
be.
don't think he's funny at all. I
Having said
think
that, I've watched clips. I haven't watched.
he seems like a nice guy though, like a generally nice guy. Like it's like I feel like he's the type that would like here's some flowers just
Yeah,
because it's a special day for today.
I feel like you
Oh,
wake up in the
I
morning and he's got
was,
breakfast
I
made.
was walking past Haig's chocolate, and I just thought, oh, what better way than to get a little box of love hearts for you?
I thought of you. I got you some flowers. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
you like roses? I bought you 1,000.
He
Yeah.
seems like he would treat you right. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Exactly. Wow. Look at us doting over Pete Davidson.
I know, right? See,
My,
that's his magic.
I've only seen clips of him. I don't actually. I haven't seen any stand up, so I couldn't say if he is actually funny for like an hour and a half.
No, he's not.
So you know, let's take that with a grain of
I
salt.
have.
Official word. He's a kind, sweet, gentle soul, but he's not funny.
Talking about funny, who's not funny? Jerry Seinfeld used to
Yep.
be funny. Used to be very funny. Has some very good stand up. Lately, terrible.
Oh, I wouldn't watch. Here's the reason I wouldn't watch Jerry Seinfeld. Do you know? You want to know why?
Why?
He's currently a billionaire. And when you make a lot of money, especially like if you have $1 billion,
That's not true.
of,
Dave Chappelle.
Dave
He's
Chappelle is
still
not a
funny as
billionaire.
shit.
He's got like $50 million. The difference between Dave Chappelle and Seinfeld,
No, he's
Seinfeld
got
is
more
now a
than 50
billionaire.
million. He's
Dave
got more
Chappelle,
than 50.
maybe 100 million, but he's not a billionaire.
Google his net worth.
The thing
Google
is,
both of their net worth.
right, let's have a look.
Nah. Google both the net worth.
Other people have searched for this before. Dave Chappelle net worth, 60 million.
Jeez, that's low.
Well, I mean, he could. Let's just say he's got 100 million, right? Because he had the Netflix special. And then Jerry Seinfeld. It's just like when you become like a billionaire, I just don't think of you as being super duper funny. It's like your entire worldview's lost because you don't experience the world. He has $1.2 billion because of his Seinfeld TV show. He still gets paid $1 million for every episode. Still, I'm pretty sure. How's
But
that
they're
for
not
luck?
recording. Or you just like royalties for every time they're played.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
cast of Friends. The cast of Friends earn a lot because of how popular it is. People will still,
I would have never
um,
guessed he was a billionaire.
yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy.
Seems like everyone's a billionaire these days besides me.
Except for us. But who knows? Maybe Elon might shout us out.
Hey, you did design that t-shirt.
That's right, guys. I designed a T-shirt.
Put it up. Put it up on the screen.
I will. I'll put it up. I'll put it up now
Yeah, yeah.
in
Not
post.
bad.
Like I haven't got it ready now. In post, you'll see it somewhere.
I
It'll be here.
think
I
it, I
think.
think I think it's good. I think it's good. It's not
I think
bad.
it's good too. I think it's purchasable. Maybe we'll find out. But yeah, sorry, you were going to say Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked with making fun of him.
It's just not funny anymore, that's all.
Nah, I wouldn't watch stand up. Like I know his old stuff was pretty funny, but a lot of it's very dated. Like you watch it now and it doesn't translate well. Whereas if you
Yeah.
watch Eddie Murphy from the 80s, even though that's offensive as shit to a lot of people,
It's great.
it's hilarious still because he doesn't stop himself. Jerry Seinfeld goes like this far and then stops himself. Dave Chappelle, this far. Eddie Murphy, like this far. Like there's like a level.
Comedy is meant to push the boundaries. You're meant to tiptoe on subjects and lines that you shouldn't talk about.
You're meant to
That's
push
why
buttons.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Like you make fun of the left, you make fun of the right, you make fun of the middle. It's just it's comedy. Um,
Even then, if you
you
watch
know,
old Robin Williams stand up, he in his movies, he's this wholesome,
mm,
great actor. His stand up is second to none. Maybe he does
mm,
rude kind of sexual based humor, but it's not over the top. But what he does say is just hilarious. He's able to get you
mm.
laughing in a different way. But people class Dave Chappelle as the number one comedian of all time, followed by Eddie Murphy,
Yeah, I really
followed
liked Eddie
by
back in the day.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, no,
And
to me, Eddie Murphy back in the day was it,
oh,
Delirious was just so good.
what I'd like to see? I would like to see Eddie Murphy do another like comedy special, like the way he used to.
I don't think you can.
I don't think he could, but I would like to
I
see
don't
it.
think you can.
I don't need to see Beverly Hills Cop 85 with a 65-year-old Eddie Murphy. I don't need to see that. But then also, Jerry Seinfeld pretty much isn't on this list of greatest comedians of all time.
Hmm.
He's not there. Bill Burr's there. Bill Burr's pretty funny.
Bill Burr's not bad.
Yeah. He's also not willing. He's also willing to push boundaries.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And people accuse him of being racist, but he's got an African American wife. He's got a black wife. Like,
Well, there you go.
how racist are you if you've got a black wife? I think it's crazy. But then also, Amy Schumer's on this list, so I don't really know how much I can
Oh
trust
my
this list.
dear lord!
So, this
You
list
can't,
is
nah, instantly,
trash.
no,
Yeah.
instantly trash.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Boom. Freaking Google. God damn it. And we had some deaths
Jeez,
of some
they got
people.
grim.
Yeah, I know. Boom. Comedy, death. There's two things in life: taxes and death. So, boom. We haven't spoken about
Like
taxes either,
parents.
so we'll just go straight to death.
We have actually before on the previous podcast.
Yeah, taxes and death. There we go. Boom. We've had some deaths. Henry Kissinger, 100 years
Yes,
old. And who else?
war criminal.
Well, apparently, I don't know anything about this man's life, but apparently he's responsible for millions of deaths.
Funding, I think.
I feel like if you're responsible for millions of deaths, why has he been celebrated as like a presidential aide for so long? It seems very confusing and baffling. Why is he like an international speaker? Why was he going to other countries as a diplomat, talking to other countries, making deals? I'm I'm perplexed
Because
by it, but everyone.
I think if you're on the side or the winning side or the side that is supposed to be good, you are promoted as one of the holy grails. But if you are on the other side, you are shunned and you are just a bad person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And he is on the good side and promoted as a good person when really he's not.
Okay. Well, it's crazy. Like I said, I don't know much about him, but everyone seems to be calling me a war criminal. But also, what happens is people hear, oh, this person's a war criminal, and everybody makes their own little videos talking about the war criminal that's died. So there's also a little
Mm.
bit of that going on, in my opinion. So who really
Mm.
knows? But yeah, and we had another death.
Charlie Munger.
Charlie Munger. Now, you told me about his existence on this earth, and I had no idea who the hell he was.
I just literally know him because he hated Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a scam.
And look where it
I
got
could
you.
buy all the Bitcoins in the world. Bitcoins. I could buy all the Bitcoins in the world. And then what am I going to do with them?
So he
Okay,
talks like
Charlie.
someone's grandma.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. But no, he was a stock guy, and he made a lot of money, in the stock market.
So he was the way
Um,
of stocks as opposed to, like this
yeah,
new whiz-fangled technology money comes out and he's like, no, I can't have that. I need my gold and my oil.
yeah, like pretty much, yeah, like very old school. Wouldn't kind of deviate from what kind of got him to where it got him, and everything else was just bad. You know what I mean? Like
I'm willing to
he,
change.
yeah, yeah, he would have been like a fax machine guy and a pager. I'm not going with this internet mumbo jumbo. Email.
I'll write my letters with hand.
Exactly.
No, but yeah, a couple of big deaths in the world that people are talking about. Trending on Twitter right now. I like to have Twitter open. People basically saying that he's burning in hell.
Jeez.
Calling him a racist bigot.
Okay.
People seem to genuinely dislike this man.
Mm.
Like I said, I don't know much about him, but people are calling him a Jewish supremacist, a sociopath, mass murdering war criminal, the absolute definition of evil. Wow. Like I said, I don't know. But yeah, people are cheering this person's death.
It really piques my interest to know that he's selling shop and he sold his rights and shares in Shark Tank.
Do
Sold
we do we put up a theory
ownership.
alert?
Yeah, put up a theory that
Theory alert!
burn.
Bum bum bum
Yeah,
bum bum.
sold his major share in the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. I mean, he 12x'd his money. I think he bought it for what 285 million or something like that, and
Mm.
then sold it for what 3.5 billion or something like that. Like, I mean, good profits, maybe good time to sell. Maybe he wants to retire. I don't know, but I mean, it just seems just suspicious. I don't know. I don't know if he is caught wind of something, or if he thinks that there's better opportunities elsewhere with that money,
Mm.
or if he thinks, hey, shit's going to go down, massive like recession type depression, and he wants to have a whole lot of capital to be able to reinvest and buy stuff when they're, you know, picture like Disney, right? Losing all this money, so their valuation would be a lot less. If we go into a depression recession, they're only going to get worse and worse and worse, right? And
Mm.
he could come along and buy Disney for pennies on the dollar. I'm not saying that would happen, or
But
he's even looking into Disney, but
mm.
just using that as an example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like something just seems a bit up and off. I don't know. People say he wants to go for president, but I think that's Fugazi.
he would be an incredibly young president, and I think he would be Do you think he'd be charismatic? Like you got to capture an audience with your words.
No, I don't see him as a president. I know.
Hmm.
No, no.
I feel like he's got the pompous, he's got the power kind of dynamic, but I just don't know if he has the ability to make a crowd listen to him. But I did say this the other day. Very fascinating time because the NBA are about to finish up their 10-year deal, their TV deal, which was previously evaluated as $2.4 billion in 2014. And because of the rise of streaming, the rise of the advertising potential with streaming, it's probably going to be an $8 to $10 billion deal next year when they re-up their deal. So why would an owner of a team that's set to be part of this massive increase in all valuations across the board, why would they sell now? Why wouldn't they sell in a year's time? Why? That's the real confusing thing to me. Why is he selling now before this thing goes
Disney
down?
owns animated, don't they?
They Disney they own the streaming rights, so they're basically the people who
Oh,
own the
just the
streaming.
rights.
Yeah,
Just the
I'm pretty
stream.
sure. Let's just have a look at. I could be wrong because I have said Disney owned NBA before. So
Because that would be interesting.
Disney owned ESPN. There we go. So let's big streaming rights for it. And let's right now Disney. There's a collective for Disney, ESPN, ABC, Warner Brothers. There's like a $24 billion thing that could be going down with that. But again, it's very, very strange to me that someone would not wait until that massive deal goes through in a year's time.
I mean, obviously, it sounds like he doesn't think that in a year's time that money's going to be better off not used somewhere else.
Yeah, it makes you think what kind of discussions do they have with the owners in their kind of their calls and their discussions with Adam Silver? What has he heard that he's kind of thought, you know what, now's the time to pull the plug?
Could just mean he wants to retire and just sit on the beach and just watch the like. You know, I gather it'd be pretty stressful. You know, owning a team, you know, managing it, like having all that kind of responsibility of making sure it's profitable, making sure the fans are happy, making sure you're getting all the best deals and all that. You know what I mean? And then trying to watch the game as a fan as well,
Part
without
of his
letting your
deal,
emotions get away.
part
Yeah.
of his deal is selling the majority stock, but from the stock that he has left, part of his deal is for him to also have control.
Okay.
So now, like, what the hell? It's like he wants to have his cake and eat it too. Maybe it's just a really smart way of making a lot of money right now, still having kind of the creative control of everything. So, who knows? Maybe. Craziness. But, we're not really an NBA type, podcast, despite what my hat says.
No, but I mean, we could, if we had Bill Gates' money.
That brings us to the next. This is fun. All right. So, Spend Bill Gates' Money is an online video game. There you go.
Video game?
It's not really a video game, but I'll pull it up. We'll present the screen. All right, here we go. Spend Bill Gates' money. All right, Jay. So we have 115. I'm just going to say 115 billion with a B dollars.
All right, I need you to have a calculator as well.
This is really embarrassing. I have a calculator at my desk. All right. Does it go to 115 billion? Okay. We'll find out.
So, how long do you think I'd live? So, let's say if I live another 30 years.
Yep.
And I have a coffee a day.
Okay.
What does that work out to?
So 4 times 365, 1460 times 30 years. That's $43,800.
Add that in.
365 times 30. So that's 10,900. I would say 11,000 days. Because there'll be a couple of days. You're going to buy me a coffee.
Okay.
Aren't you?
Sure.
All right, there we go. We've spent $11,000 on one cup of coffee every day for 30 years.
Okay. Charity. Let's
Charity.
say I give 100,000 a year
Okay. So
for 30 years.
that's $3 million, you generous soul.
I mean, I probably could give a little bit more, but like, you know.
No.
I'm just, I'm just working on minimums here. You know what I mean? I don't want to go broke.
What's going on? My num lock does not work. Okay, let's just try this again. Okay, here we go. Go. All right, wait just a second here. This is... All right. What is fucking going on with this piece of shit?
They don't want me to give to charity, or they want me to give a lot more.
All right, we'll reload. We'll reload.
Were they was charity trying to take more money from me?
I think it was. I'm not happy with that, really.
Wow.
There we go. We've got it. 3 million. And then we also need to add in the 11,000. No, you got 114, just under 115 billion left.
Okay. Do I want a basketball team or do I want an NFL team? That's
God.
tough.
I mean, you could buy both, couldn't you? You could.
No, you can't own. You can't own both.
No.
You can't own both.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, I feel like an NFL team because you get more people at a stadium.
I'm going to buy the Miami Heat.
Oh, an NBA team.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. We've got one.
I'll definitely get a jet, please.
Just one?
2.
Thank you. Thank you in advance.
Get me a cruise ship. Get me
112.
5 mansions.
5. All right. All right.
Give me 2 scrapers.
2, yeah.
A rocket. Is that like to go to space? Give me one of them.
It doesn't specify, but why the hell not? Like, might as well, right? When in Rome.
What else we got?
Got yachts.
Oh, yeah. Get me a couple yachts. Ooh, F-16. Nah, what am I going to do with that?
I don't know. Like, it's a fighter pilot
Big
jet.
chest? I mean, give me 10.
You need you need
Different parts of the world.
you need one in Miami, one in Australia, France, all the countries.
Puerto Rico.
There we go. Now we're thinking.
Venezuela.
A pizza shop. Now, do you want to have one pizza shop, or do you want to have like a series of like 30 pizza shops, like a franchise almost?
I'm sorry. I just look at the next thing over, and I just remember our conversation yesterday. You are so excited. Buy me 3 bars of gold.
Yes.
3 bars of gold to give to Dan.
There
His
we
dream
go.
that he's always wanted.
I want 3 bars of gold to give one
those that
to
don't know,
each of my children.
I was like, Dan, if you had $10 million, what would you do? And you're like, you thought long and hard, and you're like, I've always wanted 3 bars of gold. I'm like, what? And you're like, just three pure bars of pure gold. I'm like, just three. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
What are you gonna do with it?
Keep it and then give it to my kids.
Yeah, feel the weight of it though. Like you
And then
touch it.
you're like, but they can't sell it. And I was like, well, jeez. Okay.
It's a family heirloom in this scenario.
Yeah. Super Bowl. Yes, I want a Super Bowl advert.
All right,
One every
describe your
year.
advert.
I don't know, but it would change every year. Just be me.
Ooh. So do you want 30 of them? Are we working on a 30-year?
Yeah.
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 So you want 30
So I'll be like,
advertisements?
yes, I'd be like the Stan Lee of Super Bowl advertisements. Like,
Oh.
just, how, just in there, you know.
I'm picturing you dressed like like
Because
all the
what I do
characters.
is because I'm buying those adverts, I would then like sell them off to like other, like, let's say Coca-Cola or Pepsi. There you go, Pepsi. They want to do an advert. I'll be like, look, here's the spot. I just want to be in there somewhere.
I will be sitting down in the background like.
What do you do when you're thirsty and you need your thirst quenched? Just meet me in the couch. Pepsi.
Hey, so you're giving the time away. Okay, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, couple bars, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helicopter. Yeah, give me 2.
2. Okay.
Ferrari, one every year. Give me 30 at minimum. Just 30 at minimum. Let's go Lambo. 10.
10. All right. They are more prestigious car, I reckon. My pick.
What else we got? Oh yeah, gotta get a couple Teslas. Hey, support. Give me 30 Tes.
30 Teslas. However, you only need one. They're such reliable cars.
Just in case they catch fire. No, they do not.
They do not. No. How about a monster truck? I'd like to see you pull into work in a monster truck.
I feel like you'd prefer me to roll up to work in a food truck.
You just bought one.
There you go. I just bought one. 30 Rolexes.
One for each year. I'll take the old ones.
Let's go with 1,000 diamond rings
Wow.
for the thousands of bitches that I'll be getting.
I'm not gonna click 1,000, but I'll go to 100. Okay.
Sure. I won't be getting women. Just for the record,
a joke. You just
I only need one. I only need one, but 100 because I'll give her one every.
That's very nice.
6 months. No. What would it work out to be?
You've also bought a couple of monster trucks too.
Fine, we can rally bash on them.
Thank you.
Keep going up.
The 4K TV.
That's cinema, mate.
Yeah, you want to have like 10 of them, put them together like a massive cinema.
Designer handbags, 1,000, but I mean, can you just write 1,000?
Oh, it doesn't let me.
Yeah, that's good enough. I'll buy. Well, I have another $1 left. Shit. Shit.
All right, there you go. 1,000 handbags, and
Cool.
you still have 111 billion dollars. This is embarrassingly hard to do.
What else we got? This kind of thing's more expensive.
There's not much more.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
Headphones? You'd need headphones.
But I mean, like, how boring. Because I mean, I've already gone and like lavished some of like the big ticket items.
Well, I mean, let's have a look here. Let's have a look what you got. You've got 11,000 cups of coffee, 10 headphones. I put some headphones on there. 10 TVs, so you can make like a bit of bigger TV, maybe. 30 Rolexes, 30 Teslas, 2 helicopters, 10 Lamborghinis, 3 bars of gold, 10 beach houses, 2 skyscrapers, 1 rocket, 1 cruise ship, $3 million charity, you cheap ass. 1,000 designer handbags, 100 diamond rings, 1 food truck for some reason, 2 monster trucks, 30 Ferraris, 2 bars, 30 Super Bowl adverts, 2 yachts, 5 mansions, 2 passenger jets, and 1 NBA team. Wow.
I got too much money.
You have too much money. You've got a Exactly. Now, put it this way. You can buy if it will let me
83.
you can buy 86 NBA teams and still have $979,000 left.
But there's not 86 NBA teams.
There isn't.
So put how many NBA teams are there?
30.
Put 30.
For some reason, it doesn't want me to do that. There we go. You can buy all 30 NBA. You could buy the entire league.
32 NFL teams? Wow.
You would still have $179,000 left. But not for long, because you'd be making profit on ticket sales and everything like that.
Correct.
So, I feel like it's a great investment. I feel like I've sold you on this. Just have to sign the dotted line and we can get this working.
Let's do it.
How do you feel about spending Bill Gates' money? You can also spend Billie Eilish's money, Mr. Beast's money, Jeff Bezos' money, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk money game. Close the ads. It's kind of the same thing, a little bit different, but kind of the same thing. But very, very fun to see how much money this be perfect. You sound like a race. You sound like a race car.
Oh, really?
That I don't know. The microphone makes it sound better than it is, but you know, welcome to Glass Culture Podcast, where Jay serenade us with his fast and furious mouth. That's not the first time he's been told that.
So what am I supposed to do at the end of my podcast episodes? Do I just stop talking? Do I just start playing music?
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
Why do I feel like I'm about to be offended?
Oh shit, here we go again.